most common objections that people make to the Bible is it sounds very unscientific, sounds very unsophisticated, and oftentimes people even use the word primitive. And so we're dealing with ancient people that were not up to speed, obviously, in the way we are in modern technology. And therefore, is it really a book I can rely on? I mean, wouldn't I want to trust a book that's sort of up to date? And this seems to be, very out of date and to some extent in people's minds unreliable when it comes to scientific things. But if someone has that impression, I think they probably haven't really reckoned with what the Bible is like and how it works. Now, on the surface, of course, it's true that that the scientific or that the biblical authors aren't going to sound like modern scientists. Obviously, they're not talking about the complexities of atomic structures and the way DNA works and how certain types of things take place and how to build a bridge or send a rover to Mars. Obviously, you shouldn't expect that kind of thing in an ancient book because it was written in the ancient world. But that's a very different thing than saying it's inaccurate. Obviously, what we're arguing for as Christians is believe that God is behind this Bible and that he, in fact, knows all things about the universe. And so what Christians have believed is that God reveals a lot of things about the way the universe came into being and how it exists that science itself can't even really reach or tell us about. The origins of the universe, how God did it. In one sense, some basic things about origins that science can't always reach back to. Science tends to be a little overconfident about what it can know about certain things in the distant past. And so we think the Bible gives us some very key pieces of Earth history that we need to know. The other thing I'll say is that there's nothing about the Bible that's scientifically been proven to be false or mistaken or inaccurate. Does it use sort of ancient way of talking that maybe doesn't sound like modern day? Yes, but if you think about it, we still do that too. So for example, we use the term about the sun rising and the sun setting. But in fact, the sun's not actually moving. We know the earth is moving. The sun's not moving. The fact the earth is spinning when the sun rises. So you notice that even in the modern day, we use sort of what we call observatory language or common language to describe things that are obviously very complicated on a scientific level. And here's the final thing I'll say about the Bible and science, and that is the Bible provides actually the foundational philosophy and worldview to do science. People don't think about this very much, but you can't just do science in any view of the world. Science doesn't work unless it's planted in certain philosophical soil, and Christianity provides, and I think best provides, that philosophical soil. And this is exactly why the greatest scientists in the ancient world and the scientists even in the time of the Enlightenment were actually built on a Christian system. Some of the greatest scientific thinkers were theists. They believed in God. Whether you're talking about Isaac Newton or Johannes Kepler or any of the other major things, even in Galileo would have been someone who considered himself as a Christian. And so what you realize is that for them, their theology was the basis for doing the scientific enterprise. So let no one pit science and the Bible against each other. They're not opposed. God is very pro-science, if you will. The Bible is pro-science, and there's nothing in it that would make us think it's otherwise.